What's up guys, Shawnthebro here, and today we're going to be going over ammo in our first-person shooter game, as well as having different ammo types. Now this is important because we're going to be changing the ammo system to work based off the ammo for this weapon, not just off of the ammo that the weapon has in it. That's what we were doing before. We had a system for ammo, but the ammo was working so that we could run out of ammo, and we knew how big our clip size was and things like that. However, we never actually could store ammo on our person or replenish it in any way. So now, when I run into these boxes, I'll be able to pick up some ammo and actually use ammo that's specific to my weapon. In the next episode, we'll be covering different weapons. So actually being able to pick up different weapons, having them display on the screen differently. So like this will be our first gun, and then we'll also have two other weapons we can choose from. So it'll be important to differentiate the ammo. That way we don't have like 300 rounds of assault rifle ammo that somehow turns into shotgun pellets. Okay, so there's a few changes we have to make with the way our ammo is set up now, but it's going to be basically the same. The main thing we have to do in today's episode is create a base ammo class, so we know what ammo we can pick. Like if we're picking up an ammo pickup or an ammo crate or something, we know if it replenishes all the ammo for all the weapons or ammo for a specific weapon. And we also need to know what ammo we're burning through currently. So to get started, let's go ahead and add a new C++ class, and we're going to make a base ammo class. So hit new C++ class. You can just go ahead and choose an actor, hit next, and then type in the name of your class. I called mine base ammo, and it's already in use because I already made it, but call it whatever you want and then hit create class. Now, you can go ahead and exit out of this, or well, hit create class and it'll exit out for you. It'll make your class and probably open up Visual Studio. Sometimes it doesn't open up the class properly, so if it doesn't for whatever reason, just go ahead and go to your project, source, the folder with your project name, and then find the class you made. I have baseammo.h and baseammo.cpp. So right here, I've got a class. Most of this is already put in here, so you won't have to do all of this on your own. Like the includes are already in here, and these functions are already in here, and the begin play is also already in here. So basically, once you've made this class, we're going to make an enum, which we'll cover in a minute, and we're going to make two variables. And then we'll do some logic in the CPP file, but that's for after, so don't worry about that yet. So before we get started, if you've been watching this series from the beginning, and if you haven't, I'll leave an iCard in the top right corner that you can click on and go to the first episode of the first-person shooter series. But if you have been following it, then you'll know how we were doing our ammo before. Again, we have a base weapon class, and the base weapon has ammo amount. So we have a max total ammo, which is how much ammo you can hold for that weapon in your backpack, in your inventory, whatever. We also have a max clip ammo, which is how much ammo can be in your clip at one time before you have to reload. Then total ammo is how much ammo the gun comes with when you originally pick it up. It was also acting as a value of how much you had total, of course. Like if you had 12 in your clip and you had 64 of these, then you could reload 5 times after fully using your clip and have 4 bullets left over. But we're going to be switching this to have our ammo in our inventory or in our backpack or whatever, so this isn't going to be used for that anymore. But we're going to keep it for now, and I'll explain why when we get to that. Then clip ammo is how much is in the gun when you pick it up. It doesn't always have to be max. I left it at max by default for the base weapon. And then the reload time is how long it takes to reload this weapon. But we're going to add a weapon type, and we're also going to add this enum as the ammo type. Now here's the disclaimer that I wanted to tell you guys at the start. Right off the bat, you'll see I have an ammo type, an E ammo type, and an E weapon type. You don't need both of these. You could just use the weapon type if you'd like. I decided to make 2 because in case you have any weapons that don't have ammo, you don't have to make the enum value for it. To be honest, it's not really a big deal either way, so feel free to make the ammo type and then use it to your heart's content, or feel free to just use the E weapon type and skip the creation of this enum. But as we go through the tutorial, I'll explain more about my thoughts on why I have 2 as opposed to just the 1. There's not really a certain way you have to do it. The Enum's definitely not going to like take up a lot of memory and make your game lag or anything. So it's kind of whatever you like to do. So let's just get into it. Regardless of if we're using this Enum or not, we're going to need an ammo amount. So go ahead and add this integer and make sure it's got this U property line above it. This means that we can access this in Blueprint. And we're going to want to access it in Blueprint because we're going to want to do logic when we pick up our ammo crate or whatever it is. So this is how much ammo is in this ammo pickup. So base ammo in this case refers to ammo pickups, okay? So this is like, my rockets on the ground, or my machine gun ammo, or my shotgun shells. Like imagine you're playing Doom and these things are floating around the map or something like that. Or Borderlands, how they're just kind of like little things you can go up to and press X and collect them. That's what this is accounting for. So this is how much ammo is in that, and then we're going to have our ammo type. Now, if you don't want to do this Enum, then you can make the weapon one first, and then just include the weapon class up here at the top, and then use E weapon type instead of E ammo type. Those are the only differences you'll have to make. It will work either way. I'm going to go ahead and make the E ammo type just in case anybody wants it this way, and then you guys can choose how you want to do it. So, basically, we're making Enum here. For those that don't know what Enum is, it stands for enumeration, and essentially it assigns string values or text values that we can read to integers that the computer can then pick up on and determine what to do with after that. So, if you type in Enum blueprint type, this means this is an Enum that is accessible in Blueprint and can be edited in Blueprint as well. Then, Enum class, this is the name of the Enum. E ammo type for Enum ammo type. And then uint8, this just basically means that's the type of Enum it is, so we're using unsigned integer 8-bit. Not really important, just showing you and kind of teaching you what that means. But you can just go ahead and copy this and then put in your types. I like to do E for Enum and then underscore and then the value that I want. So E assault rifle. This part, the UMeta display name, this is referring to what it's going to look like when we select the Enum. So this is what the computer reads, and this is what it's looking for. When we're selecting it in Blueprint or assigning it to a weapon in the editor of some sort, it's going to look like this. So E assault rifle with the display name assault rifle, E pistol with the display name pistol, and E shotgun with the display name shotgun. Make sure you put commas after these. You don't have to put after the last one, of course, but it actually won't hurt you if you do. So if you want to add more in the future, that's fine. Just make sure you have commas after these, otherwise it won't compile. Okay, so good enough. Now go ahead and make this variable. Make sure it's blueprint read write again, because we're going to have to grab this in Blueprint. And then it's basically an instance of your Enum. So E ammo type, ammo type. Okay, and now that you've done that, all we have to do is set our default variables in our constructor. So again, if you followed the way that I did it, don't worry, I didn't make any of these functions. These are all the same. The includes are the same. Even this constructor and this logic is the same. The only thing I'm adding are these 3 lines right here. I say set the default values for variables because in the constructor, that's always what you want to do. We want to go ahead, assign our ammo type to the value that we want as our default. You could have a default ammo type, but if there's no default weapon, then I would just go to the weapon that you expect players to have the most. Like if they have a starting loadout and the starting loadout is the assault rifle, then pick the assault rifle as the initial type. We can always change it later, that's the whole point of this, but this is the default value you want to set. So for ammo, the default ammo is going to be assault rifle. It's going to be an assault rifle pickup. Then the ammo amount is going to be 20 per pickup by default. Again, can be changed later. Good enough for now. In the code class, what we want to do is make this an actual object that we can spawn in the world. They're literally white cubes for me, so it doesn't matter what they look like. You'll probably get a much nicer look. But if you go to where your blueprints are, and they can be wherever, I've made a folder called pickups, and I went ahead and added it. Go ahead and hit add new blueprint class, and then search for the class we just made, base ammo. Select that, and then it'll make a class. You can call it whatever you want. I called it base ammo BP for base ammo blueprint. Then when you come in here, go to the viewport, click on static, well, static mesh won't exist, so hit add a component, search for your static mesh right here, and then add it to the scene. I don't think there's anything by default, so you can make it whatever you want. You can make it a cube. There's these 1 meter cube. I happen to have this shape cube static mesh in the starter content, and I just chose that. You can also apply any material you want. So like if I want it to be yellow, there you go. That's how I know. My bullets are yellow, my ammo is now yellow, so we're good to go. Simple enough. This is just to display it. And honestly, this will be something we overlap with and destroy later. I just added this as a quick ammo blueprint. In the next episode, when we have different weapons, I'm going to make these actually look and correspond to the weapons we're using. You can leave everything alone. It can be a block all dynamic. Just leave it like that for now. Go into the event graph, and we can clean out the things that are in here if you want and just do an on hit. Basically, on hit, we grab other, which is the object that's colliding with this ammo. We drag off of it. We cast to see if we can find our first-person shooter character. So whatever our code class is, the character we're controlling, which is this for me, FPS tutorial character. This class, we need to determine if it's this class. And then if it is this class, we want to add ammo and then destroy the actor. So, drag off of other. Cast to see if it's the class that we're playing as. This right here. Drag off of the tutorial character, and we're going to want to add ammo. But you won't have this yet, because what we need to do is add some logic to our character so that we can add ammo. Because remember, all the ammo before was just in our character. We need to be able to manipulate our ammo and for the specific types. So let's go into our code class, into our FPS tutorial character. You'll see some things are different now. So if I scroll down to my variables, I now have 3 variables for ammo. I didn't have any ammo variables in my character before because they were all handled in weapon. We want to be able to have all the different ammo that we'll be able to hold. So we want assault rifle ammo, pistol ammo, and shotgun ammo. That's what I have the 3 Enums for in the ammo class. So, simple enough. I have integers for all those ammo, and that way I can categorize which ammo I'm using. Okay. We're also going to go ahead and write some functions. So I'm going to write a manual reload function. This function will determine if we're reloading because we're pressing the button to reload, or if we're reloading because we run out of ammo. The reason I made this class is because, quite frankly, when you have a function that gets called off of button press, it's kind of hard to add parameters to. We were using the function reload weapon before, and we want to add a weapon type to that so we know what ammo pool to pull from. But I didn't want to go into adding parameters that bind actions today. And if that doesn't make sense to you, don't worry about it. Just basically what I'm saying is if you've been following the series, we've been using reload weapon. We're still using that. We're going to make this function call this function. Manual reload is going to call reload weapon. So go ahead and make a manual reload function. In your reload weapon function, add an e-weapon type. So we need an enum. This enum is the enum in the base weapon class that I showed you earlier. If you'd like, go ahead and go to your ammo type if you made it in here. Copy this entire thing and paste it right in here. It's the exact same stuff right now, but change the name. Make sure you change it from e-ammo type to e-weapon type or whatever you want to call it. Then you need to also make sure you add a variable that is an enum instance, just like we did in the ammo. Make sure it's blueprint read write and call it e-weapon type. Okay. Now, we don't have to change anything in our base weapon.cpp, but just set your default value for your weapon type enum instance. I set it again to be assault rifle because I figured assault rifle is the default ammo weapon pickup. The default weapon that our player has is probably the assault rifle. So there you go. Now, once you've done that, you'll already have the weapon included up at the top here because we needed to have it for the weapon instance we made a few episodes back. But go ahead and include the base ammo.h as well. Once you've done that, all you have to do is add this eWeapon type enum as a parameter to the reload weapon function. We're going to make a function called calculate ammo, which is basically, it's just breaking up some stuff that was being done in the reload weapon, simply because we want to know how much ammo is left for each weapon after a reload. We don't want to pull from the weapon anymore. We want to pull from our specific ammo that we're pulling from out of our inventory and see how much we have left. Then go ahead and add this add ammo function. Make sure it's blueprint callable, because remember, we're going to be adding it, we're going to be calling it from the ammo BP that we have. It's going to take in an e-ammo type, because we have to know what type of ammo we're adding to the player's inventory, and it's going to take in an amount, because we need to know how much of that ammo is being added to the player's inventory. Okay. So, let's go into our character.cpp and scroll down. Let's set some default values. These values can be whatever you want, but let's set them to be something. Assault rifle ammo, pistol ammo, and shotgun ammo. By default, they can be 0. You can have your player have to pick them up around the map, or you can give them just whatever. I just gave them 80, 30, and 16. That way, when next episode comes around, we switch weapons, you'll actually be able to see that they have default ammo assigned to them before we pick anything up, and it matches these values. Then, scroll down through your setup player input component. On your button, where your bind action was calling the, or when your bind action was reload, so whatever your reload button is. For me, I believe it's literally R, which makes sense. I was calling the reload weapon function. We don't want to do that anymore. We want to call the manual reload function. This way we don't have to add parameters to the function that we're in the binding action with. Okay? So once you've switched that out, let's go ahead and go to that function. So write this function out, your manual reload function that we made in the header file, and simply call this reload weapon. And the weapon type that we're giving it is the weapon we're currently holding weapon type. So if you remember, in a previous episode, we made this weapon pointer to a base weapon that we are setting. So it's going to grab the weapon and get the type of the weapon that we have out, and then we're going to reload that weapon and use that ammo. Okay, reload weapon now looks like this. So I've switched up a bit. You're familiar with it looking something like this, minus the return statement, and everywhere you see underscore ammo amount used to say total ammo, but I haven't changed the actual logic within it, so this is all the same. If you've been following the series, you'll have this. What we're going to do is extract this out into its own function, which I've called calculate ammo, which you made in the header file. It takes in an ammo amount. Now you'll see why this is important. So before, we were using total ammo from the weapon itself, this ammo, the 64, to determine the reload. And that was fine, but we don't want to do that when we have multiple ammo types, because the ammo shouldn't have 64 bullets in it. Our player should have 64 bullets, and the gun has like 12 bullets in the clip or whatever. So, that's what we're doing here. When we call reload weapon and we're passing it the weapon type will know if it's an assault rifle, a pistol, or a shotgun. So, when we give it that type, we determine what type it is in a switch case, and then we call calculate ammo with the ammo that the player has for that type. So, first of all, if weapon, it's always good to check and make sure, although in reality, this isn't really important anymore since we're already calling weapon here. Just for the record, this would actually crash if weapon was null pointer at this point. So what we should really do is if weapon. And this would be better. I'll still leave this safety check in here, but this is just basically saying if we have a weapon. We're going to do something called a switch statement. So if you've never seen a switch statement before, what it is it'll essentially go through all the variables that you want to account for off of an enum or off of some set of data, and then perform different logic based on what answer it is. So it's basically an if statement with a bunch of else ifs. So don't get too confused here. This is essentially switch on weapon type. Weapon type is the parameter that's coming into reload weapon, and that's what's being passed into this function call. So say our weapon type is an assault rifle. It's broken up like this. So case E weapon type : E assault rifle. What this means is that, okay, if this weapon type is an assault rifle, so if this is E weapon type E assault rifle in the Enum, then we know we want to use our assault rifle ammo that the player has. If this value is a pistol, if it's E pistol, then we want to use our pistol ammo. And lastly, if this is E shotgun, we want to use our shotgun ammo. So, calculate ammo. If you copied the logic that I had, if you already had it in your reload weapon, put it in your calculate ammo spot to make this function. Have your int ammo amount, and everywhere where it says total ammo, or it said total ammo in the logic we were doing before, switch that from total ammo to ammo amount, which is the parameter right here. So all these spots that are lit up blue, if they say total ammo on yours, or whatever you called the ammo that the weapon has, we're now switching it to be the ammo amount that the player has in their inventory. And you can see that right here. We're calling calculate ammo with assault rifle ammo if it's an assault rifle. If it's a pistol, we're using the pistol ammo variable. And if it's a shotgun, we're using the shotgun ammo variable. Now, you see how we have assault rifle ammo, pistol ammo, and shotgun ammo equals this function? What we're doing is we're setting this variable equal to the returned value from this function. So notice calculate ammo is not a void function. It's an integer. It's an int. You can see it here too. This int means it's returning a value. It's going to give a value back to the function that called it. So reload weapon is calling this function. We need to set these values to how much ammo we have after the ammo has been reloaded into the weapon. So at the very end of everything, just type return ammo amount. Our ammo amount is getting set to either 0 or the result of max clip ammo minus the clip ammo that's in there, and then it's setting the clip ammo back to the max clip ammo, right? So ammo amount will equal however much ammo the player has of this ammo type. Okay. Then make sure you don't forget these breaks at the end of each case. So like we've done our logic here, make sure you type break semicolon. This will break out of the switch statement. Otherwise, you'll intentionally spill through, is what it's called. So you'll actually do this logic, then this logic, then this logic, which isn't what you want. We want to do whatever the logic is. So if we have an assault rifle like we do, we want to do this logic, and then we want to break out of the switch statement. So we hit break, and then it instantly gets out of the switch statement and ends up out here. Also note, this default colon with a break semicolon, this is if none of these cases come true. It's essentially a safeguard so that you don't crash or don't use some data that you don't have access to. So this will only be if, for whatever reason, your weapon is not any of these types. Okay. Now, there's two more things we have to do. We have to write our add ammo function, which is simple enough. We're adding the ammo when we hit an ammo pickup, right? When we collide with the ammo. So the add ammo function that we wrote in here, right here, make sure it's blueprint callable. We do a switch statement again, but we're doing it on ammo type this time. It's the same thing as above, as in this switch statement, but we're using ammo type instead of weapon type. It's still the parameter that's being passed in. We're passing in ammo type when we call add ammo, and we're passing in an amount. So we do a switch on ammo type. Remember, our ammo types are the same as our weapon type, so we have an assault rifle, a pistol, and a shotgun. If it's an assault rifle that we have as our ammo type that we're picking up, then the player's assault rifle ammo adds the amount of ammo in this pickup. So plus equals. It's adding this and then setting assault rifle ammo equal to the result. If it's a pistol, we take the player's inventory ammo for their pistol, add the ammo, that's the ammo amount variable here, and then set the pistol ammo back to it. And same with the shotgun ammo. And then remember your default and your break, just in case. Now we can call our add ammo function. Lastly, guys, in the code, and I decided this kind of while I was making the video, so there's going to be a slight change to the calculate ammo function. But what we're going to do is on the onFire function, you saw that we were doing some logic to check if there was a weapon and then check the weapon's ammo, making sure that the clip had greater than 0 ammo to be able to fire. If this wasn't the case, then we were automatically reloading. With that said, since we changed the reload weapon function now, we don't want to call manual reload. We can just use reload weapon, but we do have to change what the check was. We were checking to see if the weapon had any more total ammo in it to call reload, but instead we're just going to go off of else. So if, this is right off the if weapon clip ammo is greater than 0, so if it's less than or equal to 0, meaning that there's no more ammo in the weapon's clip, then we're going to reload the weapon. Then when we go into reload weapon, it does all the logic that we set up earlier where it calls calculate ammo and all that. But in calculate ammo function, when this gets called, remember it's getting the ammo type in here, since we're already doing the switch statement in here. So say we're out of assault rifle ammo and we have the assault rifle out currently. Then the calculate ammo function will get how much ammo we have in that weapon. So right at the start of calculate ammo, I just do an additional if check to say if ammo amount is greater than 0, then do all this logic. So this is the logic that was in calculate ammo, as well as this return statement at the bottom. I'm adding an if statement. If it's greater than 0, so if we do have any ammo for this weapon, then do this logic. Else, we're going to trigger the out of ammo pop-up, which is the actual message that comes up at the bottom of the screen in the HUD that says we're out of ammo. And then we're going to return the ammo amount at the end still. Now lastly, let's go back to our base ammo BP pickup that we had. Let's add our ammo, or make sure you go to Visual Studio, build your solution, compile, and then you'll be able to drag off of your tutorial character and call the add ammo function we just created right here. Use the ammo type and ammo amount variables that we made in our ammo class, our base ammo class, these two right here, in the add ammo function. So the ammo type is assault rifle. The ammo amount is 20. Then we want to destroy this actor. We want to destroy the ammo after we pick it up. So we shoot my bullets, can reload manually. I click this up, I get more ammo, and then it destroys itself. Now, the values of your clip and max in your HUD will no longer work, because if it's going off of total ammo and we're no longer subtracting total ammo. So I have these three things, which I'm going to delete because I don't need them anymore. We're going to switch this up a little bit so that we can calculate the correct ammo. So before, what we were doing is we were getting our player character, casting to the character that we were using, getting the weapon, making sure it's valid, and then we were just grabbing the total ammo from it and the clip ammo. We're still going to grab the clip ammo from it. So you can see here's the character, here's the weapon, this is the weapon line. It still grabs the clip ammo, but we're going to make something called total weapon ammo here and use that instead of the clip ammo. So we're going to do a switch off of the weapon type. So drag off of weapon, get weapon type. Drag off of that and do switch on e-weapon type. That's what I've done right here. And get rid of these. So if our current weapon is an assault rifle, then we want to go drag off of our character that we're using, who's got the ammo in his inventory. We want to grab his assault rifle ammo, his pistol ammo, and his shotgun ammo. So drag off of a node and look for all these. So get ammo. Use these three gets. We're going to make a new string. Hit new variable, make it a string, and then rename it whatever you want. I renamed mine total weapon ammo, which means since we don't have the total ammo anymore in the weapon, we want to know how much ammo to output to here. You don't really have to do this. You could just drag these individually into the append node. The reason I've done this is because I didn't want to copy this logic 3 times over in my blueprint and make it messy. Now when you put an int into a set, so for example if I drag total weapon ammo and hit set, and then I drag the shotgun ammo in, it's automatically going to give me the conversion node here. This is integer to string. That's what this little pill is that you see. So just go ahead and do that for all 3. And then use total weapon ammo in your append. And there you go. Now, whatever weapon you have, its clip ammo right here, and the total weapon ammo for that weapon that your character has in their inventory will be displayed on the HUD. Save all that, and we're good to go. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you with some ammo, and I hope you're excited for what's to come when we get more weapons in the next episode and we can actually start changing the behavior of them. It's going to be a lot of fun. This system's a lot better for ammo, so I'm glad we switched over sooner rather than later. But anyway, guys, if this video helped you, please subscribe. It does more for me and more for the channel than anything else you can do, and I just really appreciate it. It lets me know that I'm doing a good job in teaching you. If you had any issues with this episode or any of my tutorials, feel free to join the Discord. There's a little link in the description called next to Discord. You can click it, join it, and I'll be happy to help you with any of the problems that you had. Lastly, guys, if you want to come support us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Shawnthebro27. We play Dark Souls games on Wednesday and Resident Evil games on Friday. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Shawnthebro. See you in the next one.